Hey everyone, it's 𝘁𝗵𝗶 here. I am with Glyn, who has done my 12 weeks transformational program, which has been very, very exciting. Worked on quite a few things. I'll let Glyn explain where he was at and how things are going now, which is completely different. So blessed that we have been in this journey together. Hi, how are you, Glyn?
Hello, 𝘁𝗵𝗶. I am great and feeling really happy and excited about what I've got going on. I do have a lot of experience in counseling and psychotherapy, and I'm licensed as a clinician, and I've been practicing in a clinical setting for almost 2 decades. And of course, I'm ready for a shift in my life. And that's where I was at when I started really looking to do something more entrepreneurial and something that's my own game or my own creation. But I get really bogged down in choosing this and knowing everything what I'm choosing. And so I really had to trust, like, okay, I'm gonna learn from you, 𝘁𝗵𝗶. And I just went for it and didn't know, but the first thing was to start building the energy and see some of your videos and really get the foundation of a daily routine started. And so you really helped me with that, and I think we were an excellent match with that too. And so that was powerful. And then, like, hands down, one of the most powerful moments was me making my first post and your support about I'm gonna say going over the edge on that, and getting past my reservations of being so private for so long and putting myself out there. And that was huge. That really changed the game. And then it was a matter of continuing with that. And I think there was another point at which I was like, okay, but where am I at really with 𝘁𝗵𝗶? Like I've done this, now I'm way out on the limb, so to speak, or over the ledge. And then your experience just kept showing up for how to build this business. And I do feel like it took trust for me, but it was like, oh yeah, you know how to do this. And I'm understanding it. It was hard for me to get to everything, but really, when I looked back in the notes, it's there.
Yes.
And so I think it's been an excellent like opening up for me. And your experience has been totally solid with that and moving me along.
Amazing.
Which is adventure therapy in a renowned national park in Washington State in the US. That's Olympic National Park. And I'm going to be taking transformational psychological skills and self-actualization, self-empowerment out to the field in the national park. And
amazing.
I'm super excited about it.
That is so exciting.
And so I had some of the thoughts, but it was, I think the taking action and really some guidance as to how to get those first steps right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And of course, you're still working full time and setting up a business and all the, logistics around that as well, which we work through it, which is quite important when you're trying to make that jump. Because, it is quite a tricky time, right? Like how did you feel that you got on with that? Like if because I remember when you met, there was always like, oh, but Angelica, maybe I should wait, or maybe I should wait. Like, how do you feel that turned out for you now that, you have finished the program and of course, about to close a couple of clients, which is so exciting.
Yeah, I'm about to close my first 2 clients.
Wow.
And I have 2 more in a sense pilot trips. And then you got to tell me your question again.
Yeah. I just got you too excited there.
Yeah.
Just like, how did you manage, like, because a lot of people that follow me, they are coaches, but perhaps, they are working full time still. They don't know how to make this shift. There's a lot of fear, like you talked about before, putting themselves out there, putting their story out there and helping, in their way, which is, different than how I am helping people. It's like, how did you manage to go from working full time to actually starting this, because you went all in, and being in a position to almost closing 2 clients in only 3 months' time?
Well, I mean, it's a change in one's attitude and one's state to say, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm going to make it happen. And then following through with that. And of course, having a healthy physical routine is so important. The consistency for that, offering the energy to follow through.
Yeah.
And then the willingness, and that's such a big deal to really find it within myself to say, yeah, I'm taking this step, and I don't know what's going to happen, but after that, I'm going to take the next step and the next step.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, awesome. Because I mean, when we first spoke about it, we talked about what was possible in 3 months' time. Did you think that what you have achieved in the last 3 months was going to be really possible?
I mean, in some ways, yeah, I knew it would be, but it's really getting out of my own way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think, wow, I could have gotten further, and maybe if I didn't work quite as much, or there were 2 personal events that came up, that we threw that into the mix. But it was, the transformation is step by step, and perhaps I could have done more steps, but I'm just excited to keep going. Yeah.
And life's going to keep happening, right? Like you talked about the personal things that you had going on. I mean, if you hadn't done then, I mean, there's no point in thinking you could have done anything different, but life is always going to be busy, but you took action regardless, and this is where you are at today.
And I'm in a good place. I doubled my connections on social media in 3 months' time, and maybe I could have gone farther, but I have a number of posts that are really substantial and really personal. And I'm in a much different place with putting myself out there. I mean, I am definitely standing on my platform, the one that you helped me construct.
Definitely. Yeah, that's amazing. What do you think is the biggest shift, like when you come to writing posts and putting yourself out there? You know, I speak to so many people again that follow me and they're like, oh no, I'm still, you know, need to get more information, or I need to do this, that, and the other. But, you know, behind that is always that they are fearful to put themselves out there. They are fearful of sharing their story. And, you know, you have an amazing story to share. And I've, you know, I've always talked through that. What has been like the biggest shift for you in the process of putting yourself out there?
One of the shifts is, to say it one way, I'm not who I think I am that I am. Because there's that hesitation, kind of like hearing our own voice on a recording. Like, oh, I don't think I like that. I don't hear myself in that way, but that's how other people hear me and see me. And it's a real eye opener to make that step and go, oh my gosh, everybody's gonna see me how I see me. And they don't. It's still a positive, accepting experience. And I get like, oh wow, people see me what they bring, and it's awesome. It's often awesome, and it's really positive.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah. And what would you say to somebody who is out there thinking on the fence to join in the program? Perhaps they want to start a business, you know, aside of their full-time job. What would you say to that person if they are on the fence to joining my program?
well, I really trust at this point that they would be in good hands. And it's a matter of taking the step into the unknown.
Yeah.
And you know, that comes through the having a sense of self and a trust, like this is right, I'm doing this. But again, you've earned my trust hands down. And it's about seeing one's own potential, and you bringing that out for them and with them.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. And like you said, and committing yourself into the process, right? Because you have been very committed and going all in, because there is, you know, nobody's going to do their work for you. And I think from the beginning, you were very, very committed to the process. And you just went all in. And this is why you're in a position that you are right now, because you just did the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Feels good. And it is important to you know, to have the support to stand with people doing that, even if one has to do it themselves. So important to have that support and guidance.
Yeah, it's so easy to sit there thinking that we can do all on our own, or that we know it all. Like, I mean, of course, you know, you have been working with people for 2 decades, but there was just a few things that, of course, that we worked together to get you making this absolutely massive shift, which is to start your own business in a completely different setting to what you're doing now. But yeah, it's just been, for me, very, very beautiful. Yeah, thank you so much for your trust and for yeah, trusting the process and staying in the process with me.
All right, absolutely. It's been amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Glyn.
Thank you, Angelica.